Alright guys, welcome to the vlog, the first training vlog of the new series, Road to 2022, and we're here to do the second leg day of the week here at Body Evolution Gym in Morecambe. Today will be quads and calves, mainly focusing on quads because we did hamstrings in the week, so it was a Wednesday. Yeah, it was on a Wednesday we did hamstrings, but I am feeling a little bit tight still, so we'll make sure we warm up properly. But I'm looking forward to this leg day. It's a massive area for me to bring up, so that's why we're increasing the frequency. Stu and Laura coming down today, I believe, so it should make for a very, very good session to kick off the training vlog, Road to 2022. It's nearly Christmas, but we've got a lot of work to do to get ready for 1st of January when I hand myself over to Wes to take over to build us up to 2022.
So although today was about quads and calves, it was also about getting a feel for this new training system that will be implemented come January the 1st. And with January the 1st still been a few weeks away, I wanted to take the time to do my homework and get my numbers recorded. I don't want to really be starting out on January the 1st from the very start. I want to be rolling forward and already have a few good weeks of training under my belt. So the new training style that I will be implementing will consist of feeder sets, top sets and back off sets. Feeder sets, now the main aim of a feeder set is to allow blood flow around the target muscle group. We're looking to allow the joints to warm up so we don't get injured, and we're basically looking just to get a feel for the machine, for the movement and the weight as we slowly increase over the 2 to 3 feeder sets. We're just getting that body prepared for the top working set. So all this preparation work is for that final set. We do that one final set because we're trying to elicit hypertrophy. If you're not too familiar with what hypertrophy actually is, it's an increase in the size of tissue in response to stimuli. Now the only way that you're going to get a response from the stimuli is if you try and do like progressive overload, where something that you haven't done before, you're trying to push that one more rep, or you're trying to add that 1.25 kilograms. You're trying to put your body under a stress that it's never had before, forcing it to build new tissue. And new muscle tissue is exactly what we're after building, especially below the belt. Everything from my hamstrings, glutes, calves and quads all are really, really lacking, especially when we get to stage when we strip it all off. There's not enough mass there to show any separation or conditioning, so it is definitely something I'm working on. That is why I'm taking the bull by the horns and really getting to work already before I even start with my coach in January. Here I'm doing my top set, and I did manage to get 9 reps on it, which I was quite happy with. Again, at the end of the day, I'm not really too fussed about what I'm shifting. I'm looking to constantly progress, however long that takes. But as long as we're adding tissue, that's all that matters. But yeah, I wouldn't really move up next time because I did struggle towards the end, and I want 9 solid good reps before I add any more weight on. And now we begin our back off set. Now there is no way on this earth that I could perform another set with 3 plates either side. It was a new stimulus for me. I'd never done that weight before, so to even think that I could do another set at that would just be stupid. The reps would be ugly, the form would not be right, and I'd probably be utilising other muscle groups which we're not aiming to do. We're trying to keep this mainly as much as we can quad focused, even though some hamstrings are coming into play. But the sensible thing is to back off. So we stripped a 20 plate off either side, replaced it with a 10 either side, and now we're looking to not only hit 9 reps, good reps, we're trying to push on and hit 12 to 15 reps. We're trying to push our muscle group to absolute failure, and utilise this exercise on the hack machine as much as possible. And here's Stu. He's doing the exact same. He was, I don't think he'll mind me saying, he was trying to aim for 4 plates, but the 3 plates weren't moving as well as he wanted them to, so he used that as his top set, and then backed off to the same as I did with two 20s and a 10 either side, and he got 15 reps out fairly easily, and his form was good, and therefore he got a lot more out of the 2 top sets than he would have if he'd hit 9 reps and then 1 rep. He wouldn't have stimulated the muscle as much. So you get where we're going with this. This is going to be the training that I'm going to be following. We're going to be continually trying to progressive overload with a top set, feeder sets, top set, and a back off set. So that's the direction we're going with this. And then we moved on to the pendulum squat. The pendulum squat isn't in my usual gym, and it is something I'm going to have to think about, especially if I'm going to improve these legs. I need to find somewhere with this equipment like Body Evolution, because it's the only place that I really enjoy training legs because of this equipment. This machine is biomechanically superior to any squatting for myself. I struggle to squat. My body just doesn't react well to it. I've tried many times and I always end up progressing to a point where I get injured, and to be quite honest with you, I don't need it when there's machines like this. Biomechanically, this suits me so much better. There's no stress on my knees, no stress on my back. That is why you will highly likely never see me under a squat bar. I will forever be using machines like this that are built biomechanically to move as the body should. There's too many risks for myself to be under a squat bar. I've just never liked them, so I'm going to follow the route that I know works for me best. It may work differently for you. You may perform better under a squat bar. So at the end of the day, the takeaway advice from that is follow your own body, listen to your own body. Don't just do things because it's laid out on a plan for you. But this machine, again, targeting the quads. You can do your hamstrings, but it all depends on your foot placement. I've got quite a low foot placement, but the only way takeaway factor today is the shoes that I did have on. You can see my heels just lifting up slightly, which is going to be affecting my output by not wearing flat shoes. So that is something I'm going to have to look at. We did the same again, 2 feeder sets, followed by a top set and a drop-off set. And then we moved on to leg extensions. There's no feeder sets, there's no top sets, there's no back off sets. All this is just 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. We're really going to push as hard as we can to finish the quads off. All the hard work's been done, all the damage has been done, the progressive overload's been done. Now we're really trying to pump and take them past muscular failure. And now I must apologise for the footage cutting off any second now. I only packed 1 battery. I really messed up on this one. I should have been more prepared. It won't happen again, but I hope that you can get a good understanding of what we're trying to aim for this year with training, and you enjoyed that training footage.
Must apologise for that. Yeah, it was a bit of a rookie error on my part. We are getting into this next year. We will be more experienced, and as we speak right now, I am buying extra batteries and chargers, so this doesn't happen again. So yeah, I apologise that training was cut short. We didn't do 3 exercises, we actually ended up doing 5. There were some abductors, plus some sissy squats that we did, which I'm sure it won't be our last leg training video, so there will be chance to see the entire training sequence. And like I say, in January when I undertake my new training regime, we'll get a clearer idea of the setup and the frequency we'll be training, so there'll be a lot of opportunity for training videos. So let's talk about the other exciting news that's happened this week. So I have confirmed that I will be working with Wesley Vissas come January for 12 months to improve myself, to bulk up, for a better word. And for those that know me already, that I've used him now for the last 3 shows that I've done, so it's nothing new to me. I know Wesley. I've even managed to train with him out in the Netherlands, which was an experience, and that was before he even became a pro, an IFBB pro. He was actually an amateur at the time, fairly well known for his YouTube channel and Vintage Genetics clothing. it was an unbelievable experience to go over to the Netherlands and train with him and take away so much more than just a workout. The advice, the little tips that he gives you that you've never heard before. That was the catalyst, if you would, for carrying on working with him. So he took me for my first show, second show, and then the British finals last year. So now it was a bit of a no-brainer to go with him again. I've only ever gone into work with him when I'm cutting for shows and prepping for shows. I'm doing 16-20 week preparations. So this time is going to be super exciting, because for the next 12 months we are going to do nothing but improve. We're going to bulk. We're going to implement styles of training that's going to bring up the areas that I'm lacking in. And then once we've done that 12 months, we will pick our show and we will work from there. So there's a good chance that I'll be working with him now for the next year and a half. So if the improvements don't come from that, then I don't know where they're going to come from. As of right now, we are not working together because he's a bit tied up. He's over in Florida, preparing 4 days out from the Mr. Olympia contest, one of the biggest bodybuilding competitions in the world. And if everything goes well, he should be cracking that top 6. I think he should be in that top 3, but we'll see. That's going to be exciting. I'll be watching that at the weekend on the live stream. I also briefly want to touch on why I've chose to use a coach and not just do it myself. Having done it for so many years now, why wouldn't I just know what I'm doing by now? And it's not a case of not knowing what you're doing. There are parts of it that I'm not fully aware of why we do it and what the best way of doing it is. But being on top of nutrition, being on top of training, being on top of improving your physique, and especially when we come to prep for a show, being on top of, if you need to make a weight for the class that you're in, being on top of the weight that you are, body fat, cardio. It is so much easier if you can just take all that information out of your head and go, thank you, deal with it. It is so much more easier as well if you've got someone that knows what they're doing, that has done it themselves, that has competed at the highest level. So whatever they say, you just do. You take their word as gospel and you follow it. And I've worked with Wesley that long now, well, 3 years, that everything he says I just do without a second doubt. So I'm extremely excited about starting working with him. Another reason that I did stay with Wesley is because his whole outlook on bodybuilding is of the golden era of bodybuilding. The old school days, the Frank Zane, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Franco Columbo. That whole style and look, the artistry, the artistic look of the bodybuilding, the aesthetics, that is something that I am passionate about, and that's what got me into looking back at pictures and videos of those guys. That's what got me a real passion for bodybuilding. So to have somebody that's also passionate about that and wants to help create a physique like that as far as reasonably possible while natural makes me want to work with him as well. So classic bodybuilding is something that I will never move away from. I always think that is the most aesthetic look for bodybuilding, and yeah, that is what we're going to be aiming for over these next 12 months. So all that being said, I've got a new coach, we're heading in the right direction, training's going well, and I'm excited for January the 1st to come, and it's not even been Christmas yet, so we've still got a few weeks to go. And that is all to report for this week. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, even though the training was cut short, but onwards and upwards, you learn from it and we move on. So a new week beckons, so I will see you on the next vlog.